Isn't it? It's in about like 3.5 hours, right?
Well, Seth wants to finish up a bit earlier than that.
Oh, tonight is it different?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's go.
Okay. Okay, so let's have a look.
Don't remember what happened.
Okay, so last time we killed Scarlet.
Last session
yes,
was
the
literally
jokes.
we finished up talking about after defeating the Black Dragon, as well as speaking to Lady Melendrak about trying to appease the council about Lord Melendrak and getting Lady Melendrak to be able to see her husband before anything happens.
Yes, I do a summary. I'll go through it properly.
Okay.
So you return to Waterdeep, having successfully put down the Black Dragon. You drank with Onthar, prepared for the council meeting the next day. You received during the night a gift basket from Arthanag, the Green Dragon, which had baked treats and a bottle of wine aged to perfection, which was Archie's favourite from Neverwinter. You then went to the meeting the next day, and you noticed the doppelganger in the streets. You threatened it, it ran away. You went to the meeting, and then and you discussed ideas about the dragon gems, about what to do with them. Made plans on the Dragon Ward shield idea. Bit of disagreement with Taeeun about that, like making the bubble effect. Valiant was demoted from the council as his punishment, but he's happy with that because he can help the people more directly now, rather than just sitting in a room discussing things.
This man literally said, "I'm stuck at being stick." It's good.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be stuck in this stuffy office anyway.
Well, he wants to help people, and he's a helper, so he's going to go out and have a go. You learn that a large-scale battle has erupted between Yazam Malix, the Blue Dragon, and Ashtethindar, the Red Dragon, in the desert, and that William is supposedly not present. In particular, that battle, as far as you know, because the Emerald Enclave are sort of keeping a safe distance, all you know is there are storm giants on Yazam Malik's side, and there are infernal war machines, aka Avernus war machines, on Ashtindar's side, and it's absolute chaos. You learn that survivors of Misty Forest are safe at Crumb's Hold, and you discuss the idea of tweaking the Dragon Ward to target other creatures. Dainala picked up on the fact that what you're talking about was not a theory, as it's actually, you may need to do it.
Well,
with that, you spent a few days of downtime. Thainray got magic item from Warbar. Yes. Did I make the card? I don't think I made item cards because I forgot.
I got the I got the White Dragon Cape and Lightning Resistant Boots.
Yes.
Was that it?
That is it.
Okay, cool.
I have not made cards. I will do that.
That's right.
Christmas was chaotic. As you
I agree, I got COVID.
Drank too much.
Tycans. And you gain proficiency in insight, which I believe you have added to your sheet. I believe you have that.
Yes.
Cool. Tycan spent a few days busily forging away at the Greylock estate and combined materials from Akantea to craft an enchanted trident. Which again, I haven't made a card for, I think, but I have it right here. It's it has the ghost touch ability, whatever that was, and 1 a day cast water breathing.
The ghost touch ability is to like be able to murder ethereal beings, right?
I think it was to go through armor or something. I'll figure it out. Oh no, here it is. Here, three times per day when attacking, you ignore armor class.
Yeah.
Like as in you ignore armor class bonus. So if a thing's dexterity is 12, no matter what armor they're wearing, their armor class is 11.
It's like flat-footed in fucking Pathfinder.
Yep.
Or 3.5.
Yep. So Tyken did that. She spent time at the Mage College along with Tasha and Dainala, searching through the journals of Master Petgrey of Candlekeep, and found that Candlekeep held the line against Ashtethindar and Yazam Malix, However, they crumbled from within, as Arzenag was able to survive under the Dragon Ward, using a somewhat imperfected version of whatever he's using now. And you also met a brilliant young student named Jen,
Mhm.
who worked out synaptic static by herself.
Yes.
And Scarlet worked with Orlam to set up a branch of the Order of the Blue Moon in Waterdeep, within Castle Waterdeep.
I'm going to adopt that child.
Mm.
Even if their parents are still alive.
I
Um,
wrote a paragraph of what I wanted to do with that fucking place.
So you have plans for a pool, a training yard, and more. You have hired on a secretary who's a half-elven woman named Adela, and a few recruits have begun to filter in as they've read about the Blue Moon.
Yeah. And then she also sent notice to the other order.
Yep.
See if any of them wanted to join this
Yep.
branch.
And they are letting them people know. And also, Igna, you reach out to Igna, and Igna said she'll join your group as long as she can be a high rank in the Order of the Blue Moon.
Yep.
With that, all
Yeah,
downtime
I
done.
bet you
You
can do that.
rested in Scarlet's estate in preparation for the meeting with Arzenag the coming day.
Oh yeah, I did give her like a stipulation that she needs to learn to swim first.
Yep. I'm sure she'll figure it out. So it is morning. You are in the Greylock estate. Breakfast has been served. You are not sure what time Arzenag will be arriving. But Arzenag did say today.
Yes.
You're all having breakfast. What do you do?
The day
I'm having
before,
breakfast.
the day
That's what
before,
I'm
she
doing.
probably would have let the advisor know that she won't be here today, just so she could stay at the estate and wait.
Yep, that's fine. You will basically hang out, hurry up and wait for this Arzenag to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
So a few hours go by. I haven't got my dice or anything out. Pain.
How dare.
Well, they've been sitting here gathering dust for the last few weeks.
Get a bag.
Oh no, I mean the container is gathering dust.
Dustproof bag.
It is a wonderfully warm and beautiful day in Waterdeep. As
Hey.
the bustling city goes about its day. It's about 10:30ish in the morning, so you had about 2 hours ish after breakfast before things happen. As you're all just hanging out in the mansion or in your seat,
Yep.
when there is a knock on the door, and one of the servants begin to make their way towards the door to open it.
She'll
Do
take
you
a
want-
look.
I presume like probably waiting for a green dragon. You're probably all sort of nervously waiting. I expect.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you all hear this knock on the door, and one of the servants goes up to the door, and you hear a conversation at the door, and the servant says, "Oh yes, of course." And the servant woman turns to you and sees you and says, "Oh, Lady Scarlet, there's a visitor. They say they're expected."
They can come in.
Servant opens the door, and there is Arzenag. A wood elven appearance, greenish leather armor. He has his left hand is free. Under his right hand is a basket full of various treats, a bottle of wine, and the smell of fresh baked goods. As he greets you first, Scarlet, says, Good morning. I hope I'm not too early.
Sometime by the sound of it.
You're not too early.
Marvelous.
That's fine.
Marvelous. He approaches you, Archie, and hands you the bottle of wine.
Mm.
It's the same date as the last one that got delivered.
I just hold it and look at it,
Yep.
and then I put it on the table.
Yep. I presume, is Tycan and Fenrir there?
Yes.
Cool. He sort of smiles at you all and says, "Been looking forward to discussing current events with you, and plans for what to do next. Shall we sit?"
Take a seat.
Please.
Certainly.
As he takes a seat, and the rest of you take a seat as well.
Mhm.
First thing, Archie, the magic is up.
Yep.
Nothing.
As expected.
There is nothing from him at all, magically.
Surprising.
Not so much nothing, but more of a void. If that makes sense.
Well, I can adjust my glasses and make it a little bit different too.
Would you like to?
Yes.
Cool. Nothing.
Nothing with true sight.
You can make an Arcana check if you like.
Yes.
First roll for weeks. Woo! Archie, there are spells that can block the True Sight spell because True Sight is a divination spell.
Mhm.
He has to be under Mind Blank.
Mm.
And probably Mind Blank and Nistel's Aura.
Spicy.
That's a spicy meatball.
Double
Um,
protection.
Coming prepared, I say.
Always, he says. He says,
What do you wish
please. He says, well, first, please enjoy the treats. And you see various baked goods in the basket that's been set out on the table. Well, first thing I
Like
wanted to
milk.
Sorry?
I can eat the baked goods.
Some of them have bacon in them.
Mmm.
Like little bacon sweet rolls. It's ridiculous. He says, well, there's many things I would like to discuss with all of you. Firstly, congratulations are in order.
Thank you.
Killing my brother was certainly a feat. And I think you can probably agree that it is a much better world without him in it.
There's going to be much more feats where that came from.
It will not stop there.
But you're here to speak, but you want to speak about, and I'm willing to lend my ear for a small portion of time.
He says, well, in that case, I'll keep it brief. I'd like to propose an alliance.
Why?
What does the alliance entail is the real question.
I want both questions answered.
I want a truce between us to work together for a brighter future.
And why would someone such as you, who has the power that you have, as well as the power to go through the Dragon Wars that you've learnt after having a semi-working capabilities hundreds of years ago to destroy a certain tower with one of your brothers, which you probably learned a lot in that tower.
I did indeed learn a lot.
Hope to gain from an alliance with us for a brighter future.
The answer to that is quite simple. The situation has changed from 200 years ago.
Seems that one of your brothers is delving a little bit too far down into the elves.
Ash the Thindar, you mean?
Yes.
Well, that's part of it. You see, originally the plan was to conquer, to rule. We would split the world up evenly and rule our specific parts evenly. But you know how that goes with my kind.
That doesn't work.
However, I did have hope at the time that it would work. When it became evident that it was not going to work, I had to pivot my plans.
Mm.
When all of you came back, well, I had to pivot again. Mother, Tiamat, told us that she had a trump card for us. William Dark and his crew.
Yep.
That we would be able to share William Dark's little team in order to bring about the original plan of splitting the world evenly between us.
Seems like William Dark doesn't care about you guys at all.
I'm a very good liar. I know when I'm being lied to, and I knew the moment Mother told us that she was lying to us. She's always had a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That favorite is Ashathinda.
As well as William Dark.
He's a means to an end.
Mhm.
A weapon to be used to bludgeon Ashathinda's opponents away.
From the small stories that I read, that's what he used to do for her in the past anyway.
Exactly. Of course, with William Dark working exclusively for Ashathinda, it's only a matter of time until Ashathinda turns William on me, on Yazam. And if you hadn't intervened, on Navixel.
But with
In short-
Navixel's downfall, as you already know, which you probably already feel, which will be talked upon in this future of this conversation, is you got stronger.
We all did.
Indeed.
But the fact of the matter is, William Dark is still an existential threat.
Sounds like you want us to deal with William Dark.
It is my belief that if anyone can, you can. And he gestures to all of you.
You're a smart dragon. You probably already know what our plans are, to a certain extent.
Yes,
Someone
to an
of
extent.
your variety, let's say as a broad term, usually has eyes and ears in abundance.
Indeed.
Which means that you know exactly what we're possibly going to be striving for, as well as on the William Dark front, as well as your brothers and sisters, as well as your mother.
Which is exactly why I think our goals align.
And what is your plan after certain things happen? If, say, this alliance does happen, and let's say you are the last one left, what happens then?
Well, a good question. Let's go through the issues that are here, right? Hypothetically, if Ashithindar is the last one standing, he's going to burn everything until this world is just another layer of hell. Waterdeep won't survive. He needs to go.
That's the same with William Dark.
Yes. Yazmalix, I can't say for certain what his plans are, but given his track history, he'll probably want to subdue Waterdeep. Rule over it. Claim the world for his.
Seems very Blue Dragon of him.
Frigidax doesn't even matter at this point. He is a shell.
Mortified of a certain being. I look at Tycan.
Tycan probably just gives a thumbs up as he's chewing on baked goods.
Yep. He says, Frigidax is a side. Isn't even a threat at this point. If you like, later on I can show you. And he reaches into a small bag at his side, which you realize is a bag of holding, and pulls up a small green gem, like a small green crucible. I'm happy to show you Frigidax's current whereabouts. As part of this alliance. As part of this alliance, but that comes later. As for me, I've grown to like it here. I've come to like this world, the way it is. If I had the choice to stay here and keep keep things as it is, or be sent back to hell, I will choose here every time. I want to live in the material plane. That's what I want.
I'm just gonna insight through this whole conversation.
Yeah,
Is that
absolutely.
alright?
Yeah.
I'm gonna inside that. What you just said. So.
You both think he's being actually genuine. He legitimately would like. He legitimately would rather live in the material plane somewhere.
You know that what you're saying will come with hefty terms on both sides, correct?
Indeed.
And
As I said earlier, I have pivoted my plans according to the situation.
And you know how drastic if things get pivoted in a certain way, what would happen, correct?
Sorry, say it again.
If things pivot again and make the alliance go in a different way, you know exactly what's going to happen.
Oh, I do. I have no interest in crossing any of you, particularly you, and he gestures to you, Tycan.
Tycan smiles and nods.
I personally like to judge people based on their actions and instead of their quote unquote scale color. So I'm inclined to believe what you're saying.
I'm inclined to agree with Fenrir here, but I am also a man of action after deals as well to gain trust, and I am very critical on trust, which you would know from 200 years ago. And I'm willing to go to drastic ends
Like 200 years
to
ago?
deal with problems like
Says-
200 years ago.
I would
Is this-
also like to mention,
Yep.
as I said, I don't like to judge based off of scale color, but your specific kind is prone to machinations. So I don't want to offend you, but I will keep my reservation.
Understood. Let me put it this way. When the plan originally was hatched in the Hells, and Tiamat's consorts were chosen, I signed up for the opportunity to leave the Hells. If guarantees what you want, I am part devil. I am happy to sign up to work up a contract to guarantee Waterdeep and other people's safety.
There's a few things that we're going to have to talk about that might be seemingly very lenient towards us in the deal compared to yourself.
Of course.
First of all, how willing are you to go against your mother? Or will you turn a blind eye while we do the deed?
I honestly think that her plan was flawed from the start. She was a means to an end to get me out of the Hells. Now I'm here.
So that means you wouldn't have to rely on her power anymore, correct?
Correct. Now that I'm here, and pardon my language, this is a very this is meant to be a civilized discussion, but fuck her.
So, with that being said, you'd be willing to part way with the gem that is embedded within you?
Of course, when it is done. If I was to remove it now, I could do that. That would empower the others, making it harder for you to deal with them.
Well, that's where we have a plan, and when that plan comes to pass, I expect your cooperation.
You'll have it.
I
I'm
would
hoping-
just like to comment here. Is the reason why is the reason why you can be here right now is because you're part devil?
Oh no.
No.
Dragon Wards, the Dragon Ward, part devil, mostly dragon. The Dragon Wards are absolutely capable of destroying any of my siblings. The only reason I
No,
could
you found a way to do it beforehand when you destroyed the tower.
was toying with ideas, yes. The method has since been perfected. I'm sure you can understand, Archie, the benefit of research and study.
I would
Oh yeah, as well
I
as
would
freedom.
much more be willing to completely trust you if you divulge this method.
That I cannot do. Not yet.
See,
With
'cause you
good
don't
reason.
completely
With,
trust us, probably.
no.
If you divulge the method, it could get out to other people. But if you hold it yourself, you rely on yourself and your own strength to hold that information. I can understand where you're coming from.
Exactly. It is. And with that said, I know there's some level of distrust towards me here.
Mhm.
I
No, it's turned
In-
into us in kind as well.
Exactly. I did have a contingency for if things got violent here.
I don't want to disrupt the sanctity of Waterdeep with what's happening with you right now. There has been a couple of people that have gleaned what's happening, but they have also decided to see where the chess pieces lie
I
before
mean,
taking preemptive action.
you haven't shown any hostility, so I don't see why there'd be a fight. I mean, even Tarkan might not like you, but he's not an idiot.
Tarkan simmered down in his old age.
I
He said-
mean,
he's-
To be fair, he hasn't actually given me a reason to dislike him personally.
Exactly my point too. And this is what I am willing to give anyone the time of day as long as they give me the time of day as well.
It also helps that we haven't heard rumors about you being tyrannical, sadistic, you know, being a fair old piece of shit. So, like, all the other ones have had it coming.
Well, in truth, even if I wanted to do that, and I don't, but even if I wanted to, I couldn't. I've repelled no less than 24 attacks by Ashta Thindar's assassins in my own lair.
So Ashta Thindar is actively making an effort to make himself stronger by trying to get rid of the other dragons.
Yes, and currently,
this is why.
Ashta Thindar has no clue that I can be here.
This is why though he was trying.
Can I insert
this
that?
is why,
Yes.
as that's happening, Archie would say this is why Nvixol was so defensive against his eastern flank in the swamps. Because of Nvixol's advances. And this is probably why he made a deal with the Lady of the Swamp too.
Yes. It's also why I, in the interest of openness, I have made a deal with Granny Mudwaller as well. You
Granny
see,
Mudwaller gets passed around like someone backstage of a rock concert.
You see, Ashta Thindar has his trump card. He has his bludgeoning weapons, really. William Dark and his team, and the mechanized forces from Bell. He has his weapon, and he's using them. Yazmalix is digging for some Netherese relic out in the desert, looking for his trump card. I'm here looking for mine.
And you could be a trump card for us too.
Exactly.
In my dealings with devils, devils don't really lie, do they? Do they?
They tend to lie through omission. Like there'll be lots of truth, and they'll just skip certain details.
Okay. But him saying that he'll cooperate and give us the gem and all that, there's no way around that, so he's telling the truth.
Yes, you believe he will absolutely do it. You can ask him about that in particular as well if you like, but yeah. He says, in truth, Waterdeep isn't in immediate danger. Not from a frontal assault from Ashta Thindar or anything like that. That's not where my brother's current goals lie.
Your brother's current goals lie with dealing with fucking Emeliax to the east over a very powerful artifact that they both want for some reason. There's someone else that wants that artifact. He has 2 thumbs.
This guy.
I point at myself.
Oh, well, it makes sense that you'd be interested in that sort of information. I would personally love to delve into a Netherese ruin myself, but unfortunately, current events have taken all of my attention.
Yeah, shame that I already have.
But the point is, Waterdeep isn't at risk of a direct assault currently. It is, however, at risk of being caught in the crossfire between myself, Yazmalix, and Ashta Thindar.
Well, how about instead of beating around the subject, let's go and talk about what exactly we would both want out of this partnership If it comes to pass,
Well,
you wish for me to speak first.
well, if you wish, I'm happy to go first.
Very well, you can go first and I can go after.
And the ideal end goal for me would be get Ashathinda, Yazamalix, Frigidax, and Mother, Tiamat, be sent back to hell. And for me to remain here, pull up my own little pocket of the Sword Coast and exist. Without worrying about hellfire and the trade of souls and assassination attempts and all that comes with being in the hells.
You would know that your domain would shrink if that were to happen, correct?
Shrink, yes, but a small domain in relative freedom is better than a constant struggle for survival against devils vying for power.
I mean, that's fair.
I
That's
respect
very
that.
understandable.
I also have
Continue.
no problem, no point in denying something like that just because of what you are.
People, he says, you see, the thing is, people think that devils like being in the hells. They don't. That's why they make an effort to escape.
Unfortunately
Yeah, that
for
makes
them,
sense.
the place they want to escape to is somewhere where they won't be. They will be resisted.
Yes. Says, but that is my goal.
A fair goal, I'd say.
That's a fair goal as long as you know the repercussions. That's why I'm trying to be a neutral point here.
I'm not saying that doing this is without risk for myself or you. But as far as I see it, I either get sent back to hell by rebelling against Tiamat or get sent back to hell by Ashathinda.
Or you get sent back to hell if you go against us.
Yes. All of them
Ah.
not ideal outcomes.
There's a song about that I've heard about. Highway to Hell.
It's no, I'm not doing it. I'm streaming. I'm streaming.
To us.
He says, and on a note from mentioned before, the exact how of how I can be here under the Dragon Ward without being affected, I have taken great steps to ensure that the information of precisely how is not written down, is not stored anywhere that anyone can find it. It is only in my head.
Very well.
Yeah, it's the
It's
dead
very
parts.
hard to get into your head.
I've taken great steps to ensure that doesn't happen.
I can see that. What else is there? Or is that what you want?
That is what I want.
You want to be
Forge
the
a
release from the shackles of hell.
To forge a partnership to be released from the shackles of hell, and to work towards a place where I can live and not be threatened by my own siblings or by any other devil that's out there. And to prepare
Well-
for what is effectively a dragon civil war.
You already know partially our goal aligns with yours. We wish to be rid of Tiamat, your brothers, William Dark. Whether it be with bloodshed or a mutual point. Hopefully with William Dark we can snap him to his senses because he seems to be different.
Fanatical is the right word.
Yes. And I'm wondering if there's a way to curb that is, and maybe use that as another trump card if it goes to. I have a
Well-
very low possibility that that could happen, but it's a possibility that can.
It's a possibility that he's not open to me, so potentially that could be an avenue to explore.
The other thing would be obviously your agreements to help with certain matters. Whether you show your face or not is up to you, but I'm sure you have other ways of doing things.
Within limits, yes, I'm happy to help. I do need to stay relatively close to my lair.
Well, relatively close to your lair is relatively close to two certain threats that are threatening towards Waterdeep, as well as civilization to the west.
Yes.
As well as with Nivixol now out of the picture, as well as another civilization building up to the south of your lair. Things have opened up.
Yes. As far as being in relative proximity to my lair, Waterdeep is in proximity. If a threat came to Waterdeep, I would be happy to help defend it. Not in my full capacity, as I'm sure the people here have seen enough dragons in the sky. But other capacities.
One of the other things that we wish to do is to obviously bring the Sword Coast back to what it used to be. Civilization, trade, a non-encroaching darkness that's sweeping the land. And we have a plan for that too. Which is a very drastic one. One that hasn't been implemented for possibly thousands of years.
He nods.
I would go into more details, but that would be where trust comes in.
Of course, and trust is earned.
With that being said, obviously, with the current standpoint of Waterdeep, there is a extreme overpopulation issue, and obviously getting things, well, up and running again would be fruitful for take the pressure off Waterdeep, so that they can, as well as the leaders of Waterdeep, be able to focus efforts more on the encroaching sibling war that is about to happen. With that being said, obviously we have plans to do several things, but we're also hamstrung in the fact that there are several perils in several different directions. And now that we've heard about what's happening in the deserts to the east, our plans may have been changed once more. I don't want to get blindsided by anything funny, but with the current standpoints of things, and obviously with this mutual talk that we're having right now, having you as a at least neutral point is a benefit to us at the current point.
Oh, I'm happy to be a benefit.
What
you go.
Is the detail about informing others about our agreement?
Let me get some water, I'll be right back.
I believe that will probably be best. If only for the reason that if Ashthathindar was to learn that I had forged an alliance with all of you, he may set his sights on Waterdeep proper.
I'm going to have to come up with a crafty way to speak to Daynala and Tasha then.
As long as the information does not get out, I should be okay with this. Just be aware that through no doing of my own, if Ashthathindar discovers that we have forged this alliance and are having this conversation, he may connect the dots.
They're smart enough. They'll know why I'm beating around the bush. Archibald taps his finger on the table a little bit as he leans forward and strokes his chin.
Hmm.
He looks up.
Yep.
A lot of our interests align. And you've shown that you're not here for any type of tyrannical or aggressive act. And you do have a valid point of which you wish to stay in the material plane. A lot of your benefits benefit us in the fact of ridding tyrannical rule over the Sword Coast, and you are also in the fact of, with power changing as well as your own power being taken away from you from a certain point and your domain growing smaller, and you're content with that deal as well, which is also a benefit to us. As long as the conditions are continued to be moved forward in a friendly manner between us. There will be need to be action that will be made on both fronts, so trust can be built on both parties towards this.
Of course. And like I said, while helping directly could imperil us both,
Mm-hmm.
I am willing to offer information.
Mm-hmm. I like information. I like reading.
I know you do. I've spent the last 200 years studying your various deeds.
Mm.
You could say I'm a student of sorts.
Now you're stroking my ego.
Maybe.
Anyway. What says the rest of this? From the rest of us, I should say. I look at Fenrir and Tarkan, as Tarkan is stuffing like a fucking bacon muffin into his face.
Exactly. Tyken would finish chewing before saying, personally, I've been listening and I do not have any complaints with our deal as long as everyone sticks to what we are agreed to.
If it helps, says Azanak, as I said, I am happy to draft up a contract that would bind my behavior to what you believe is reasonable.
I don't like binding people to contracts. That's not what I do. And I think that is something that devils and people down in the hells would do, and you are wishing to escape that.
I am, but you can't deny a talent when one is there. I was referring merely to providing some comfort to you that I won't do as others of my kind have done in the past and betray.
Well,
I believe that this would be a semblance of more trust between us.
Yes, I don't really want to force your actions. As I said, I will what's the word? I will judge you based off of your actions, and your actions thus far have proven that we can at least trust you to some extent. And
Also,
and as I said, I don't want to make a judgment based off of what you are instead of who you are, because we've made deals with unconventional
we've made deals with various people and beings, but we've never made a contract based on our own ideals, and I wish to keep that the same. On that point, I've always believed that this world requires balance. As my mistress was always had knowledge and power coming through and through, and the people with the wrong power can become corrupt, but the thing is, they are the ones that usually become corrupt with that power. That being said, I believe that there should be chromatic as well as metallic back in the Sword Coast once more, as well as Toril as a whole. And turning an aggressive eye to chromatic dragons that are willing to parlay is me turning a blind eye to what I believe in myself. If you're willing to help us, where I believe that myself, saying as I'm willing to continue doing what we are doing to help you in the mutual standpoint of the things that we both align on to help the Sword Coast. As Fenrir said, we have made deals with questionable sources in the past.
Judging you based off of your race gets rid of the individual, and I'm not about that. So.
You have changed from before.
I'm back. I also.
I've heard that a lot of late. So is she. I told you that.
He said that to Fenrir.
Yeah.
Like imagine, like you look at Archie. He's an orc. Half orc? Are you a half orc?
I'm a half orc. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So like, would you think that he's one of the smartest people that exists at the moment? I mean, look at him.
Rar.
Well, I mean, I've studied him for quite some time, so I'm a bit biased, but yes.
No, but you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
You know, we have Kalai here, who's a warg. Judging based off of the race instead of the individual, I think is silly at this point.
I believe we stand at mutual standpoint that we both have positive gains within a mutual agreement, let's say. And within that mutual agreement, there is nothing signed, but there is a trust value between this agreement that will be upheld on both sides. And if there's something that isn't upheld, there will be a diplomatic discussion somewhere at a neutral point, like the Greylock Estate or somewhere else, if you wish it to be, about said things possibly not being done or being done correctly or incorrectly.
Agreed.
There will be no contracts, there will be no handshakes, there will just be a mutual agreement by word within this room between us about what we work towards and what standpoint we have upon the state of Toril and the Sword Coast, as well as Faerun itself. Does that sound like a valid summary?
It does indeed.
I like it.
Who wants to second this deal? Anyone put their hand up? Who wants to, so I can put it down in my book that we second this? And then we can.
That works for me.
Fenrir and Scarlet seconded.
I mean, I don't want to be too blunt with this, but if this blows up in our face, we just kill him. Like
Well,
every
I'm
other
pretty
bad
sure.
thing.
Well, that's exactly what I stated before. I said, like, you know what happens if this turns sour, and I was like, agreed.
Yeah,
And they said yes. So,
I'm willing to trust him.
and if they're willing, they know that their life's under threat, and we know that our life's under threat about several different things. I'd rather take a possible ally that can hold off and make sure that we don't get surprise attacked from the northeast over having to look behind us 24/7. Which will also give us some times to maybe do some stuff in the north fairly quickly.
speaking of the North, you are aware of Frigidax, yes? In his withered state?
We have also been in contact with his daughter.
Yes.
Yes. We've been in contact with his daughter. And there seems to be there is a mutual agreement that there needs to be a change in rule of the Northern Lands. Which could also benefit our own little mutual agreement as
Yes,
another
well-
chromatic will come into the fold.
Well, on that front of things, in interest of openness, I did draft plans to go up there and take out Frigidax myself.
Well,
We managed to recruit his daughter, so
However, Asher Thindar is watching my lair quite closely. If I was to go that far away, he would know. And make a move potentially on my lair, removing my base of power. Which is why
well,
I haven't
here's
gone.
where
Which is why I haven't gone there.
well, here's what I'm thinking.
I have also been keeping Asher Thindar busy with my own brief assassins.
can I?
Suicide
just-
missions, of course, but enough to keep him relatively within his own proximity of his lair.
This may be my misunderstanding, but is Ashta Thindar scared of you?
He views me as a threat to be overcome.
But being viewed as a threat by him is
A good thing.
good thing,
Yes,
especially from my point of view.
he's on edge, but we're all on edge against each other.
Can I propose a plan? We want Frigidax's daughter to take power. We've let her wait long enough for Frigidax. It might not have to be you, but I'm sure you have some resources that would be able to help us quickly and swiftly deal with Frigidax, as I know that Tyken has been very motivated to get this thorn out of his side. And at the moment, there is
Hate
two
people
certain
have done
brothers
that.
that are very distracted in an ongoing war to the east. And if we can do a extremely fast attack and deal with Frigidax quickly, the power will also change in the east as they both get stronger.
Well, he did have a way of scrying him.
My
Ardenac says, I do have the means to view Frigidax's lair directly. I'm sure you will agree upon seeing it that after what you did to Navixal, Frigidax is no threat to you. You'll be able to put him down easily.
Here's my plan. We deal with Frigidax, and then I want to go on a... What's the word? I want to go on a specialist mission to the east. I
To
can't let
intervene?
them... I can't let them have what's there. I need it. My plans need it, and I'm going to be working that out immediately before going there so I can enact it as soon as I get it. And I think it's the best time to go there now while there is chaos happening. Will we be caught in the crossfire? Yes. But the thing is, I'd rather be caught in the crossfire and get what I want than have one of the two of those get what they want. and then have to fight them to get it back.
He says, Arzenak nods and says, I do have information that can help with these. Not a lot. As you can imagine, I'm trying to steer very well clear of that shitstorm.
Yes.
But I do have it on very good authority that William Dark is not there.
That's where you come in. I want you to keep an eye on William Dark while we're over there.
Well, I do know his movements right now, if that helps.
That does help. It's just a matter of when we're over there, we're not going to be... We're going to be worried about two very large dragons with war machines and storm giants.
True.
He says, well, I can tell you. I can't tell you exactly where they are, but as you can imagine, tracking them is quite difficult. But I do know that they have recently acquired a tuning fork. Or the Feywild.
Feywild. I know what they're doing. He's actually going to do it. Oh my god.
Well, there's a archfey that's in trouble now.
There's an archfey and an army that's in a lot of trouble, and William Dark's animosity is heading towards that to get one of the people in his ranks in line.
Arzenak says, I'm not privy to the deals that William Dark made. All I know is Mother made a deal with him, and they're now
I
fighting.
would go through my book about the details about the one that was connected to the Feywild, rip out the page, and just... Here you go.
He takes it, and just sort of, his eyes scan the page, and goes, It looks like the entire Flaming Court may be in danger based on this.
Yes.
I mean, if it's a gloaming court, do we really care? I'm kidding. That's not a game.
How much would we wish to intervene in the Feywild? Is the real question.
I would rather never go there ever.
I'm ready to go right now if need be.
That being said, this might be the best chance to catch William Dark unawares.
That is true.
I'm not saying that we should do it. I'm just saying it's a plan, a possibility.
No one expects the
back.
Spanish Inquisition.
Exactly. And the thing is, William Dark won't be able to go into the court and come back completely unscathed.
Also, if he gets really unlucky, he's going to be gone for decades.
Do we catch him on the way out?
Well, I was thinking of something else. It'd be a shame if a lot of his mobile forces get caught out while he's gone.
I see. Attack while the home's empty. Oh, don't know.
Well, the home won't be empty. But the thing is, the home will be weakened without William Dark being there.
If he's not there, it's basically empty.
But you catch my drift. There's two possibilities that we could do here. We could do a counter-offensive against William Dark's outpost, or a counter-offensive against William Dark in the Feywild.
Or we could do both.
Correct. William, Tyken here's got the gold star. We just need to know when he goes in.
Arzenak says, I'm afraid I can't tell you where he'll go in or when. I just know that they have procured it. That the tuning rod.
But here's my idea. Here's my dot to dot 1 through 10 things that I am planning on doing in order. 1. Frigidax. 2. Get some stuff done in the east. 3. Build a wall. 4. Get some dragon slaying weaponry. 5. Go
Sorry.
to boulders.
So you go through them again. 1, kill Frigidax. 2, go to the battle in the east. 3,
Build a wall. Because that's going to be tied to the going to
Yep.
the east, right?
Yep.
We're building a wall, and actually,
Or-
Fenrir's going to pay for it.
Organized dragon slaying weaponry from the Dragon Slayer Life Forge thing. That we need to go to.
Yep.
As we're going
is-
down there, 5, go down to Baldur's Gate.
Hmm.
Baldur's Gate.
And-
is it Bal-
and there is the adamantine forge near there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Go down to Baldur's Gate and get some stuff and learn some stuff about William Dark. That being said, number 6, which could be maneuvered around in any of this order, to be dealing with William Dark. Number 7 would obviously be, this is also something that is ongoing, is building up Waterdeep's defenses as well as military force, as well as getting just general stability within Waterdeep. Which in turn goes to number 8, and that's rebuilding civilization within the Sword Coast to actually, stability after the wall would make it so we can root out a lot of the banditry and small hordes around the area and get trade and food and people out of Waterdeep actually living their fucking lives again.
Hmm.
And then 9 and 10 would be dealing with your brothers. Because they are the 2 biggest threats.
Hmm.
And
This is
I don't think that we're going to be able to deal with them just by walking into their places head on like we did with Nivik Soul.
As an access, no, Nivixal was, well, a fool. He thought he could empower himself with starving slaves.
Everyone knows an army is driven by their stomach.
Yeah, not fear, like Nivixal thought.
Oh, you can drive them on fear, you just need to make sure they are fed and fear.
Well, Nivixal was always the most foolish of us.
Mhm.
It is worth noting that if William Dark is taken out of the picture, there goes Ashithindar's primary trump card.
Correct. And the more trump cards that I can get,
Hmm.
the better.
Hmm.
And this is what I've been building the whole time, and this is why we also need to go to Baldur's Gate early, because one of my trump cards is there, which will slow down Ashitindar on the other side.
Hmm.
Because Bell won't be able to have free reign in the Blood War anymore.
Hmm. I see.
And
I see. Well, in the interest of friendship and alliance, I can show you what Frigidax is up to right now, if you like. And he holds up the orb again.
I would like to peruse the orb. I want to observe the orb.
Would you like to ponder this?
I would like to ponder your orb.
He puts the orb down on the table, and it sort of like sits steadily on the table. Alzanag waves a hand over it, and as he does, the orb seems to cloud over, and then the clouds part, and you get some clarity of what it sees. This orb is is basically the same as the one you saw in Navixar's lair. It's like a communication orb.
Yep.
The orb you saw in Navixar's lair was sitting on a nice little pedestal in a little spot where Navixar could, talk to the dragons. As the vision clarifies, the first thing you notice is the orb is slightly on its side, sitting on the floor.
Okay.
So it's not being kept in an upright position like the magical artifact that it should be.
Hmm.
You see, every single wall of the cave is covered in ice, as you would expect from a white dragon's lair.
Yep.
However, every single inch of ice has been scratched up a lot, to the point where it's all a muddled mess of scratches. Usually a white dragon's lair, as Thlanreya would well know, ice dragon lairs are actually hard to see in because it's so bright, because the light reflects everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Here, the light is dim. There's no reflection from the light. The ice is all scratched up too much. There are probably a dozen or so piles of rotting, half-eaten creatures. Some yetis, some winter wolves. The remains of what looks to be a white abishai. Barely eaten at all, like a few bites taken out of and then left to rot. There's there's pools of blue crystalline liquid on the floor, which, if anyone wants to, you can make a nature check.
Nature. Sure, I can
Yes.
do that.
Nature. I'll make a
Okay,
nature.
I'll make a nature check too. Boom.
Boom.
Alright, let's
Archie
go with
is a benefactor of nature, dude.
So, you see these pools, small pools of like bluish, whitish liquid all over the floor. There's also piles of dragon poop,
Nasty.
just like scattered among the place. You believe that this is actually dragon poop. He hasn't been cleaning up after himself, and they just left there to decay. The white blue liquid, it's vomit.
Ooh.
And as your vision clarifies across this absolute mess of a lair, you see the form of Frigidax. And for Tykan, it's a far cry from the dragon you remember. Every ounce of muscle that Frigidax once had is gone. It's he's literally scale and bones. And he's currently sitting in the corner, curled up like in the fetal position, muttering to himself. He's literally wasting away. You see the one eye that Tykan took, that wound hasn't healed. And you can actually see there's brain tissue visible.
Ooh.
Oh, oops.
As you see, the once great Frigidax has been reduced to an absolute mess, wallowing in his own filth.
I kind of feel bad for him, honestly.
As you're watching this, Arsenag just sort of goes, he deserves to be put out of his misery, to be honest. And
I used to be upset with myself that I missed. Now I just feel bad I missed.
You watch. As you're watching this, the dragon sort of wallowing in his own self-pity. You hear the sound of footsteps through, like, in the lair, as you watch a humanoid figure wearing thick cloaks approach. And as they approach, they look to be human, male, and very clearly, their eyes have been cut out themselves. It seems. As they approach and say, "My Lord Frigidax, we bring gifts from the townsfolk," and proceeds to dump a pile of gold coins on the ground in the lair. Frigidax looks up and says, Get away! Don't look! The servant sort of like nods and goes, of course, and then huddles off. And wanders off. Frigidax gets up and almost frantically goes over to the gold coins, shoves them up to the wall, and then uses a breath weapon, which is visibly weaker than you'd expect, to freeze the coins in ice. A fresh layer of smooth, reflective ice.
Jesus.
And then, as he does that, you notice with the one good eye that Frigidax has, he takes in his reflection. And there is a moment of fear. And then Frigidax starts to hyperventilate, just breathing rapidly, uncontrollably, and then throws up on himself, and then starts scratching at the wall of ice. Tykan, this is a dragon in the deepest depth of just being mentally unwell. As he scratches up the ice wall to be like the others until he can't see the reflection, and then curls up into a ball in the corner and starts to sob.
Wouldn't have he gotten stronger after the killing of Niguixol? He looks very super weak.
Oh my. I think I got a little too deep in his head.
Arzenak says, "Oh no, he has gotten stronger. He was much weaker before."
This
It's
is
what I mean.
stronger.
He's a shell.
Ooh.
All you hear is the sound of Frigidax sobbing and crying and saying to himself repeatedly in Draconic, "He's not here. He can't hurt me anymore. He can't hurt me." Before Arzenak puts a hand on the orb and the vision fades.
I think we need to put that out of its misery.
Yeah, I mean, that is
Think for there.
look at him now. No one would ever think it was self-defense.
Tarkan,
Mhm.
having seen that, a thought crosses your mind.
Oh,
The Oaths of Devotion.
oh,
The guy who walked by.
You are unsure, Tykan, whether or not this creature should be killed or helped at this point. This is one of the situations where the lines of this is an enemy to this is someone who needs help is beginning to be blurred for you.
I will think on these things. I'm gonna surprise the hell out of the party whenever I go, and my first thing is to put regenerate on him.
Arzenak says, "In truth, you did kill him back on that bridge."
Yes, I can see that.
At least killed his spirit.
I think his body's pretty broken too.
But like I said to Arzenak, I've no doubt if you could take out Navixar with what you had, I'm sure he'll be no problem.
You know what this reminds me of? That one Dark Souls 3 optional boss that kept yelling Ocelot.
Ocelot!
But yeah, for Tykan, in particular, it's the compassion part of your devotion thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Show mercy to your foes, but temper with wisdom.
Mhm.
Mm.
Which is why See, he's thinking, but at the same time, the temperate with wisdom part, like this two tried to genocide a town.
Hmm. Arzenak does say, I'm pretty sure if he didn't have that orb in his chest, he probably would have starved to death by now anyway. That would be the only thing keeping him alive.
We need to deal with him anyway. We made an agreement.
Indeed. Well, I'll trust for you to deal with him how you wish. I'll know the moment you do, of course. While I'm not sure of the exact extent of the powers that these gems provide us, I am confident that I can remove mine without issue. Just like I said, I don't want to empower the others before you go up against them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are willing, Archie, I would be, well, if you're open to it, I would like to research the exact capabilities of these gems, as you have one, and I have one. As Mother never really told us what they did exactly.
How about we start doing our things first, and we can reconvene on that matter once we. From what I've learned, that is very powerful information, as you probably already know.
Indeed. I just thought I'd get the old gears turning.
Well, you can research your own.
I have been, but I have been researching them. But I'm happy to admit that when I'm beat in certain regards, especially in the fields of research.
Well, how about we deal with Frigidax and get another one?
Sounds like a plan.
Because I want one that's differentiated from the ones that we currently have. So. Yeah.
Indeed.
And then we can reconvene and, well, I have plans for these orbs.
He's gonna eat them.
Something that you might be able to help me with, actually.
Of course. Can I suggest, though, if we are going to do some mutual collaboration for research, perhaps neutral ground? I mean, I'm sure you have your own research location that you don't want to share.
Yes.
I have my own research location that I would rather not share.
Mm-hmm.
So, I propose a neutral ground to research in.
Fine by me, but I have something that I wish to talk to you about before we part.
Of course.
About these orbs, gems. I have a plan. I want the dragons not to be able to level up or power up. And I was thinking I was going to test it with Frigidax. But I need a way to transport the sequester spell.
Interesting notion.
Because I was thinking if we can get a portion with the orb of a dragon while it's still alive with the orb and put it in stasis, it will not trigger.
I did actually have this exact thought, Archie. Trying with the quest as well. Unfortunately, I didn't want to risk removing the gem from myself.
Well, this is why I was going to deal with Frigidex's one. That being said, I need the sequester spell. I have the ability to cast it, I just need to procure it.
Arzenak smiles and says, "We have come to an understanding, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Consider this consider this one of the first deeds to prove that I can be trusted." He reaches into his bag of holding and pulls up a thick-ass spellbook.
Mm-hmm.
Puts it on the table with a heavy clunk. Opens it, flips through a few pages. Turns the book and pushes it towards you, Archie. There is the sequester spell.
I'll read it and memorize it. And then I'll put it in the book later today.
Yep, okay. So you spend a few moments sort of reading the intricacies of the spell. And Arzenak does have his own style of writing spells. Definitely wizard, you learn from this.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And there's something interesting, Archie.
Yep.
Every wizard has their own style of writing, of transcribing their spells.
Yep.
Arzenak's no exception. He does have his own style, but it is very, very heavily bounded in the same style as you. He has indeed studied you.
Yep. Remarkable craftsmanship. Very good.
He takes his spellbook back, plonks it back in his bag of holding.
As a mutual agreement to you giving me the spell, I will put this to use on discovering if it works or not, and let you know the details.
Please do. As far as contacting me, the nature of the magic keeping, I'm sure you can tell, hidden.
Mm-hmm.
All the spells on me. He reaches in the bag of holding and he pulls up a particular sending stone.
I'll take the sending stone if he wishes to give me the sending stone.
Yeah, he passes it over to you. Like this is your one to take.
All right, I'll procure the sending stone to Arzenak.
Yep. Okay. Arzenak says it is only limited to 25 words, but that should be enough to convey a need to meet and location.
Yeah. No worries.
He says, if there's anything more to discuss.
No.
Looks at the rest of you.
Package shakes his head.
Do you know of a neutral spot?
How about something outside the city? I can create a tower if that helps.
Wouldn't that stick out too much?
No, of course not.
What about an upside down tower?
Yes.
What about outside the city in my mansion?
Well, I was actually suggesting my mansion, but if you feel more comfortable in your mansion,
Well,
then
we could use both of our mansions.
ah,
A mansion measuring contest, I see.
Yes. I could erect my mansion, and you could erect your mansion, and we can compare.
Oh my god. I thought you guys wanted a neutral spot that wasn't
Yeah,
around
these
your
are-
research centers.
His mansion's
these
longer,
are-
but yours has got more girth.
Oh my god.
I believe both of our spell-made mansions would be neutral grounds. And then we can decide wherever we want to go. We could literally be on the beach somewhere if we really want to.
yes.
Seems like a valid idea to me. The neutral grounds will be upon our magnificent mansions wherever we decide it to be. Sound like a valid neutral point. Very good.
Arzenek says, very good. I think we may be done here then. On a personal note, can I just say, Tygan,
Yes.
I did try to stop Arzenak from hanging those people.
I believe you. As a matter of fact, I do believe I found evidence of you advising him to not to.
Yes, that was a... He was stubborn.
But how's it go? He fucked around and he found out.
That he did.
Funnily enough, that's what I told him as well. If you fuck around with him, you're going to find out.
True enough.
Well, I believe we've met a mutual accord, and I have some work to do.
As do I.
So I believe that we shouldn't keep this council meeting adjourned.
Well,
I'll
it
be
was a
sure
pleasure.
to fill out the minutes and give you a detailed report and send it your way when I'm done.
If you get the time and find any certain creatures, do let me know.
Certain creatures.
She pulls out of her bag a fucking list and just hands it to him.
Yep. He looks at it and flips through the list and says, As I'm looking at the list of animals I said I would find us off here.
Yep.
He looks through the list and says, well, I've been keeping pretty close to my realm, as you know.
Yep.
I do have a tentative agreement with the U1T. I believe the Moorbounders could potentially be something I could help find you. Or at least track down the location of.
I would appreciate that. You can just send a letter to this estate here, and I will get it when I next return to this place. Or you can send...
And I'll have my butler take care of it.
Or you can send it to... name of place, enter here.
Waterdeep Castle, I believe.
Yes. My assistant will handle it from there.
I will need to reach out to the U1T. They may not be willing to part with too many, but I'll try to do what I can.
I appreciate it.
Well, without further ado, I have business to get to. He sort of looks past you all for a second, and his eyes seem to flicker for a second. He goes, he sighs. I do need to go.
Alright.
Three of Ash the Thindar's assassins are making their way through my swamp. They think they haven't been located.
Well,
Hmm.
Unfortunate. For them.
I'll deal with them. It was lovely to meet you all in person. And I hope we can do this again.
I'm sure we will.
Nods.
He bows his head. And
Tyken will nod.
stands up and says, "Oh, before I go," he pulls out 3 bottles of that same Neverwinter wine.
Oh my god.
We'll
It's a friendship.
keep it in the wine cellar.
Starts foaming at the mouth.
A fine addition to my collection.
Hmm. He says, "It's a friendship."
Mm.
The friendship.
Who friendship?
With that, he politely bows again and turns and walks away. One of the servants is at the door and they let him out.
And she'll get the servants to put the rest of the bottles in the cellar.
Yep, the servants take the bottles. Leaving all of you sitting around the table.
On that
Tyken
note,
would immediately turn to the party, and he'd say, "I don't think I can. I don't believe it's a. Let's see.
go on, you can do this. I believe in you.
Frigid Axe is no longer a threat. And I will not be killing him.
Still has to be dealt with in one way or another. I say we go and you can figure out things from there.
That we can agree to. As my oath says, to protect the weak. He's gone from having to protect people from him to now he needs to be protected.
As for me, I'm gonna go find some nose plugs probably.
He needs to be protected, but the thing is, like, mercy for the weak, right?
Mercy for the weak.
But he's not. He's acting weak. He's not weak.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
That I'm okay with.
But best we can do right now is prepare for the journey ahead.
Read.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find some nose plugs so I don't have to smell the shit. And I'm also going to find some sort of cloak to make sure I don't freeze to death.
I believe we have the potential to talk him into aiding us in one way or another.
If he'll even speak to you
As
in the
he
first
doesn't want to
place.
die, and I don't want to kill him.
I just want the orb.
That's what I was thinking, though. He would have, though without the orb, he will more than likely die, so we'll have to render some form of aid before we can take it. Otherwise, we'll just be killing him either way.
Yeah, maybe patch up that bald spot.
Well, the
That's
thing is,
one
we
thing.
need to figure out what his daughter wants to do too.
I think we can still have everyone have potential wins here.
I have a feeling that you're going to be doing a lot of talking soon. I hope you're up for
Oh.
it.
Very much, and I agree. I should be up to it, and I will try my best.
I need to go blow some money. Anyone want to come with me?
Sure,
Yes.
why not?
As you're all standing up, Charlie approaches you, Tarkan, and says, I have been trained in many forms of therapy.
He's gonna pat him on the shoulder and be like, "I'm taking you with me."
Charlie, have you ever given therapy to a dragon?
First time for everything.
I have not, he says, I have not personally, but I do have the memories of over a dozen therapists from Netherese times. And yes, one of them did give therapy to a dragon.
Oh, wonderful. There you go.
Funny side note: if I had to take a guess, in the D&D lore, there was this Netherese city that used like a magical vacuum to suck fish out of the water and into a refrigerator. And one day they accidentally sucked in a white dragon and had to tear up the whole refrigerator to get out. That's canon lore of D&D.
Yep.
Jesus.
Charlie briefly tells you the story of a gold dragon that had a self-admitted problem with collecting too much gold. And it proceeded to go through therapy to get through that. This is admittedly a bit more than that, says Charlie, but I'm up for a challenge.
First thing Tyken wants to do, and this is going to be a massive gamble. Tyken needs to source some way to get the spell regeneration cast. So that way, the brain damage that's there can be fixed.
Get a scroll.
As I fell on my ice pick lobotomy, apparently.
And then you both can be joined in Mortal Kombat and decide who's the best.
I mean, if after he's healed and everything, then he tries to kill me, then it's all fair game.
Fair enough.
Yes, I know I'm potentially making this a very, very bad situation, but that's what Tyken would do.
Yeah,
Well, as Charlie says, he deserves a chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Charlie says, I'll prepare here if you wish to spend gold, as you said. Archibald.
Yes, I need to waste some money.
To the money wasting.
I'm going to be wasting a little bit. I don't know about a lot of it, but a little bit.
So, as the meeting wraps up, for the sake of brevity, what are you all doing? What are you spending money on?
Where's Archie going?
I'm going to speak to Lady Silverhand to waste some money.
Okay.
Scarlet is gonna go find a cloak that will allow her to survive harsh conditions and extreme temperatures.
Okay.
Laughs in Dragon Cape.
Because the reason is due to like ice and like heavy cold water. If she gets the cloak, she'll be able to swim in the said cold water.
Damn, does my cloak do that?
No. Your cloak gives you immunity to cold temperatures and resistance to damage.
It also helps with fire temperature, doesn't it? Like the heat as well?
No.
Pretty sure we talked about that.
No, it's immune to cold temperatures and resistance to cold damage.
Ah, well, there you go. Does that mean if I'm wearing it and swimming, does that still count?
Yeah.
You won't
Just
freeze. You're
won't
still
freeze.
slower.
You're still slower, yeah.
Hey, look, man, as long as I don't freeze, that's fine.
So for the sake of brevity, Scarlet, you find your way to the markets and browse about a little bit.
Yep.
You do find a cloak that is very slightly enchanted. It's simply like because all the good stuff has been taken by the armed forces of Waterdeep and stuff.
Yeah, she's
You
looking for
find
something simple.
Sorry.
She's just looking for something simple. Doesn't have to be too heavily enchanted. But go on.
Go on.
Yeah.
Typing up what you find. You find a small store that is selling various cloaks and trinkets. Most of them are more fancy and stuff, but one is a Yeti skin cloak.
Hmm.
Sorry, yeah, a Yeti fur cloak.
Yeah.
No, not new. I mean, well,
It's a nice white cloak that you are informed has been given just a very minor enchantment, nothing fancy. The enchantment simply keeps it from being, damaged and stuff.
Hmm.
But it will make you immune to cold temperatures.
Sweet. Yeah, she'll say, yeah, I'll take that.
And that is 250 gold piece.
Done.
Okay. You mark that off,
And
please.
then she finds nose plugs. Or something similar.
You find them easily enough. They are in. There are many of those everywhere because the streets stink.
Yup.
So you have nose plugs.
Sweet.
And for sake of simplicity, you get a bunch for everyone.
Hell yeah, they'll need it.
But yeah, Scarlet, you find that. I'll make an item card for you. You've marked off that gold.
Yep. I went from 3997 to 3772.
Okay. As Scarlet does that, what's Thanraya and Tygan doing? Anything? Or you're going with Archie, yeah?
yeah, we were heading with Archie though
Okay.
while we were
Okay.
looking around.
Okay. So the three of you make your way to the Waterdeep Palace. Make your way in. You meet Lady Silverhand, who is in the process of having a cup of tea between meetings. And she looks up at you and says, "Oh, hello. Good." It's about probably midday-ish at this point. She says, "Well, good evening. Or good day. What can I do for you, Archie? Thanraya? Tycan?"
Really?
Just points at Archie.
I need something. And I'm willing to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I need 5,000 gold piece worth of dust of a gem. Doesn't matter which gem. But I need it.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire. Any ideas where I could procure that?
Well, there were some diamond mines, but they were out to the east, where there is a bunch of fighting going on. So we've been rationing the ones that are here. I do have some in my private collection.
I need it to cast Sequester to attempt something that we spoke about in the meeting.
He raises an eyebrow. Says,
I do a awkward toothy smile, like a child asking for candy before their dinner.
She says, would you like to go wait out in the hall for a moment? I'll see what I have. Although, well, I did say the council's resources are available to you. That is quite the ask.
I'm willing to pay for it.
That would be appreciated if you could.
I'll pay for the whole thing. We got 1,200 gold piece worth of treasure. I just need to ask, and I can give that to you. Or I can give you it in cold hard gold pieces.
Let's see what I have to spare. As you wander out the hall, the door's closed. You hear the sound of rustling inside the door.
Sorry, I did have one thing to ask.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, before you exit.
He says, also, is there any chance I could get my hands on a Force Breaker weapon? Just in case.
I have to Google this.
It's from the new Book of Many Things.
Is it?
I feel
There
like
it is.
it'd be
Boop, there it is.
very handy.
Mm. Hmm. Cool. She says, now those are quite rare.
Indeed.
Most of those were lost when this all started.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'll get this. I'll see if I have this diamond for Archie,
Mm.
and then I'll reach out and see if I can find any.
It doesn't matter whatever. It'll take anything at this point, as I just needed to break force.
I'll see what I can do with my contacts.
Thank you.
She shoos you all out. You hear the sound of rustling inside the room. It sounds like fabric being moved about.
Mhm.
And then a few moments pass, and you hear the sound of fabric being moved again. And then the door opens, and there's Lady Silverhand once more. She produces a very large diamond.
That's a big diamond.
It is. We're saving it for a rainy day.
I'll look out the window.
As you look,
Hello.
as you look at the window, it's a perfectly clear day, not a cloud in the sky. She clicks her
Alright.
fingers. She clicks her fingers, and there is a brief illusory rain over the window.
Look at that, it's a rainy day.
She says, I was keeping this as a last resort. If things went really poorly, I was going to use this to lock myself away and hope for it all to blow over.
You were going to sequester yourself?
In a sense, yes. If all was lost, then waiting a few thousand years, perhaps, could allow some method of rebuilding. This was a last resort. I was not intending to skip out on anything.
I'm just going to have to get you a bigger diamond.
Hmm.
He has a cheeky smile on his face.
But in doing this, I am locked in. To whatever end.
Well, if you tell me where the diamond mines are, I'll try and find you a bigger diamond. And we can have another contingency.
I'll have to speak to Dainala about their locations exactly.
Mhm.
But that's something we can work on once the imminent threat is dealt with.
Well, I'm going to deal with an imminent threat soon. This is why I need the diamond, and I need to crush it into dust. I'll figure that out.
As she says, very well. Putting my trust in you once again, as she hands you the diamond.
I hold the diamond that is big.
And by big, it's about the size of a basketball sort of shape, but it's like definitely worth 5,000 gold piece.
Anything else that we need? I would hand the money,
Okay.
or the treasure, or whatever
Yep.
she would willing to take.
Just mark off that much worth of money, or of valuables, and yeah, she'll take whatever.
I'll take it off the treasure then.
Yep.
We have 7,000 gold piece worth of treasure now. Very good.
Lady Sylvan puts that away and then looks at you, Tarkan, and says, "Now, as far as the Force Breaker weapon." She waves her hand, and in what is very clearly ascending. Says, As far as we are aware, there is one Force Breaker weapon in Waterdeep.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, it's being used.
Oh.
Were you planning to take this? You said you were going to the far north.
Oh, I mostly just wanted to borrow it for when we go to another Netherese ruin.
Ah, I see. Well, you all know him pretty well. You know Onthar's cane.
Oh. Yes, I'm sure. I know exactly how to get him to let me borrow it for one
Oh,
excursion.
you would need to ask an old man to part with his walking stick.
Oh, I know exactly how to make this man gladly part with his walking stick.
Yeah, tell me can't survive without it. That'll really push his buttons.
No, I'm just going to bring him like 3 kegs of dwarven ale.
Oh.
No reason to have a walking stick if you don't got to leave the house. Second thing he'd say is, because I had a really dumb idea. He'd ask, now, one other thing I have been looking for after reading about it is a particular kind of spell scroll. Create spell jamming helm.
She blinks for a second, says, as I roll a dice to see what she knows about it.
It's a 5th level spell. If that helps.
Unfortunately, she says, I've read of that, but unfortunately, I have no way of accessing that. Fortunately, I mean, if I had to suggest a course of action to obtain one, Githyanki or Githzerai.
Very well. Thank you.
He says, "I'm sorry. Our focus has been on Waterdeep, not going out there."
Yes. Just it would help with out there on planet. Other ideas. That sort of thing.
But is that all you need from her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah,
Then I don't need anything.
I'm done.
You get ready. Cool. What do? Do you all regather at the estate, ready to go, or what?
What do you want to do, Targan and Thanria?
Tyken would pat Archie's shoulder and be like, your assistant at your secret laboratory.
Oh,
What do they happen to have one of those scrolls or know of them?
of what? Which one?
Create spell jamming helm.
I can ask. We can go there. I'm planning on going there too because I'm pretty sure they'll have an apparatus there to break this basketball-sized diamond into dust.
Yeah. For simplicity, yes. Everything you need to break it into dust is there.
Yes.
I can break it into dust with my bare hands.
I think I can actually
probably
do that. I could literally just like shoot a force bolt at it.
Oh, yep. Archie's sanctuary has the means to break down gems properly with zero wastage and
Yeah,
and everything.
that's what I'm going to do.
It's all there. It's all there.
Archie would never be balling. Archie fucking balling.
Archer Baldwin.
But yeah, do you all regather? Or do
Yeah.
you make your way back to cool, so you're all back at the estate and it's
Yep.
evening?
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't want to ditch without letting these guys know that I'm going to the laboratory.
I'm going to the place. I'll let everyone know.
Okay.
And anyone who wants to come with me is welcome to.
Which
I
place?
certainly will.
The hideout.
Right.
Is Scarlet going with?
Sure.
Cool. You all bamf and boop, you're in the sanctuary.
Excuse
Once again, the steward is there. Says, greetings. Do I need to prepare the healing pods this time? Or we just need to be all intact.
I'm going to take a small rest, but I also need this turn into dust.
Of course, it will be done. The steward waves a hand and the gem floats out of your hand and floats down the hall.
I'm going to go rest, and then I am going to go into the training chamber.
Okay. As you go into the pod, rest, boop, into the training chamber.
Yep.
Do you train anything in particular?
I am playing basketball.
Okay, I like it.
I'm doing some leisurely time as Archie fucking bowling.
Okay, as Archie's doing his thing.
I am
Um,
playing Faerunian ball.
What is Scarlet doing in the sanctuary?
Let's
Because I presume you're preparing here before you go to the north for the plan.
yeah.
Were you going to collect Ontha? Because you wanted to come.
Oh, right.
Oh, I have to explain to him that we're not killing a dragon.
True.
I mean, it's either that or Tyken becomes an Oathbreaker, and I don't think anyone wants Tyken to be an
Well,
Oathbreaker.
the thing is, like, it really depends. Like, if Osmegs becomes aggressive, you can't really help him.
Yeah, well, depends on what kind of aggressive.
Well, that's exactly right. The thing is, you might just... I have an idea too, Tyken. Well, that. And that's
Yeah.
to just sequester Arzenag.
No,
Yeah,
you mean Frigidax.
Well, not Arzenag, Frigidax, yeah. Like, just completely sequester Frigidax, completely. So, that is a part of my plan. If things come aggressive and we don't want to kill him, and I can just be like, off you go.
Boop the snoot.
You know, because I would talk to Tycan about that if, like,
Yeah.
after I'm bowling.
That honestly, that's Tyken was thinking about doing the same thing. He wanted to ask Archie, so if things go south, can we just sequester him and deal with it later?
Well, the thing is, like, if you want to come talk to him, you can come and bowl with him.
Oh hell yeah, let's go. I'm your
Alright, so-
griffin. I
so-
keep falling.
So you're both playing Faerunian basketball.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to think it looks like that Aztec almost basketball game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So you guys are doing that and having a bit of fun. Scarlet, what are you doing?
Tyken's just standing there, like, just doesn't even have to jump, just pushes the ball through the hoop.
I can definitely dunk on me at least once.
Oh,
Uh,
Scarlet, what are you doing?
I don't know
Do you-
what she
do-
would do here.
Do you want to have gone with them, or would you like to have spent some time at the Blue Moon place?
I should probably go there instead, to be honest.
Okay. So you're hanging out there.
Yeah, she also probably would dump some money into it.
Yeah, absolutely. How much you want to dump into it?
1,000.
Cool.
At least. We'll do 1,500.
Which
Fuck it.
cool. Which does help because until the people in there are trained and able to go out and hunt monsters and do whatever, it is running at a loss. So that helps.
Yeah. That's not even half my current gold, so
Yep.
whatever.
Well, but you're
1,500 will get it started. pretty well.
So yeah, that is enough to get things definitely kicked off. What is Stanray doing? As well, I'll come back to you, Scarlet.
Okay.
While you're there. Stanray just hanging out in the sanctuary?
Yep.
Cool. Just
I
hanging
got
out.
nothing to do.
Yeah, just hanging out, drinking tea. Doing things. Evening comes as most of you are doing things. Scarlet, it is night time. You've had a steady flow of about 15 or so people that are now actually training out in the yard as it is getting dark.
Yeah.
And you're sort of working on things and helping people construct various training mechanisms. When, as it is now dark, and the shattered moon is in the sky, a hooded figure walks into the training yard.
Who do be it?
Well, they look to be male, about average height, human, and they approach, look around at everything, and they seem to ask a few of the trainees a question. The trainees sort of point in your direction, and the figure sort of says, you hear the figure say, "Thank you," and then make his way over to you. As the figure approaches, he says, "Excuse me, I have been led to believe this is the Order of the Blue Moon's resurgence."
What does resurgence mean?
Just the rebirth, essentially.
It's like a rejuvenation.
Yeah.
It's coming back up. It's being rebuilt.
Yes, that is correct.
Can we talk in private? I would like to talk about joining, but if you refuse, then that is okay. I'd like to do it in private, though, if that's alright.
That is fine. She gestures to her office.
Yep. He's wearing what looks to be a furry cloak with a hood. He's got some nice leather armor that's been beaten and tattered. He's definitely seen his fair share of battles. He doesn't have a shield, but he does have a single longsword that he's currently sheathed.
She'll ask... Fuck. I need to write her name down at this point.
Ask, fuck. I will ask, fuck.
I do have a note here. It's Adela.
Adela.
Yep, who's in the process of currently doing paperwork on recruitment in the office.
Would you like my assistant to leave as well, or
if that is okay? I don't want to impose, but this is a sensitive matter.
She goes over to Adela. It's like, if you could leave for a bit. If you would like to work on stuff with the money that I just put in, you can start doing that.
He says, "Oh, of course, yes, of course." And she sort of politely bows to the man before making her way out.
Thank you.
Door closes, and you're in the room alone with him.
She'll sit down, gesture for them to sit down.
Yep.
And
he sits down as well.
Right, go ahead.
He says, "What do you know of Elturel?"
It fell to Rel.
And you know all the history of Elturel, Scarlet, based on the writings and things.
Yes.
Yeah, just yes.
He says, "Good. He says, good. I'm gonna come straight out with it. I'm a Hellrider.
Hmm.
And as far as you're aware, Scarlet, all the Hellriders died. They fell with Elturel when the dragons attacked.
So how'd you survive?
Let's just say I'm hard to kill. And looking at him, his hood off, he is human. He should not be alive. It's 200 years later.
So what are you?
Elturel?
If you don't mind me asking.
I'd ask that you don't judge.
She doesn't look like she's about to judge.
Yep.
She waits for a response.
He sighs, and he opens his mouth slightly, and you see a pair of vampire fangs.
Hmm.
My name is Akaya. I was the High Rider of the I was the High Rider of the Hell Riders before Thavius Krieg took over.
Understandable.
I survived the fall. I survived hell. When we came back, I led the fight against the dragons. We didn't make it then. I'm the last of the Hell Riders, and I don't think my order can be rebuilt. But I'd like to offer my sword here. If you'll have it.
We'd be more than welcome to accommodate you.
Thank you. I'm in control of my condition, just so you know.
I'd assume so.
However, I can only fight in the night, as you can expect.
Of course. That is why I said we can accommodate you.
Well, as long as you're happy with that, I would be honoured to join an order that was once a rival to my own.
You know, a vampire joining an order of moon warriors checks out.
Hmm.
Not wrong.
Hmm.
We can probably get you a room that is more darker if that is what you need.
That would be appreciated. As far as the vampiric needs, as I'm sure you where they exist.
Of course.
I've been feeding on criminals in the poor district. If you wish that to cease.
They're tragically delicious.
If you wish that to cease, I'm happy to. I can find sustenance elsewhere. As you see this guy. Oop. He says, and I don't have any lofty aspirations of jumping up the ranks immediately. Of course.
Not to worry. We're still getting started, so currently there's only one high-ranking person that is going to be around for a bit until we get more people. That is when she gets here.
Well, for now, I'll start at the bottom. I'll work my way up. I'll prove myself to you.
That is gonna help a lot. Welcome.
Thank you. Please, can we keep what I am quiet, though?
Hey Josh, now's your chance. You can become a werepire fucking warlock, dude.
That would be insane.
I can do my best, but it will be on you to hide what you don't want to be revealed.
I've kept myself hidden for this long. I can do it, it's fine.
Do you wish this to be hidden from my secretary?
Yes, if it could be.
Is he a pure blood?
You don't know.
How are you?
But he says,
oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you go. There you go.
How are you with water?
Can't cross water, unfortunately, and have to be invited into homes, which is why I had to be ask you to be let in here.
Of course. Yeah. Should be fine.
But in the field, in battle. Well, let me put it this way, and there's a blur of movement, and he's next to you.
I expected as
I
much. Don't worry.
He says,
But
it'll be an
we'll...
honor to. He says, it'll be an honor to fight alongside you. I've heard great stories about your father.
And soon enough, you'll probably hear enough stories about me. Hopefully, stick around. It'll happen eventually.
That's fine.
As for the water training, we can make sure that you don't get any.
Says, I do apologize. This is a curse, not a blessing.
I understand.
But my sword is yours.
We'll get you situated. So she will stand up, go to the assistant.
Yep.
Wait, she's out. She'll write a note for the assistant.
Yep.
Saying the stipulations and whatnot, but not talk about what he is.
Okay. And Ikaya is given a room. You have a vampire in your ranks.
Hell yeah. Hellrider vampire.
Man, we're getting a real menagerie.
It's supposed to be a menagerie. If you don't want a menagerie, go to the other branch.
What are you
I have to
talking about? I'm Archibald. I don't care.
I have to admit, all this werewolf and vampire stuff is tempting, but it's not in Tyken's character, so I'm just holding out hope for becoming the chosen of Helm.
And as he leaves Scarlet to join the other people training outside, you do notice the slight jingle of bottles on his belt. You see no less than 3 holy water bottles on his belt.
How interesting.
Man's been hunting vampires.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers made me like this. They're gonna pay for it.
True.
Man, I'm thirsty. Oh shit, wrong one!
But yeah, as you remain there, the rest of you spend the evening in the sanctuary and have a rest in there, I presume.
Yep.
Preparing for the next day. The next day comes without issue. You all return from the sanctuary with your
not quite yet.
Yes.
I still wanted to ask about the scroll of create spell jamming helm.
Yes. One of those is in Archie's library.
Yes.
Only one is in there. However, it does not create the ship.
No, you I mean,
you
honestly,
you install it onto a ship.
You enchant the chair and then you put the chair on anything. But the best part about a spell jamming helm is you could literally attach it to a mountain and fly off with the mountain. So,
no, it must be on a ship. The ship in question must weigh 1 ton or more, but it must be a ship.
Can be arranged.
But if you find a ship,
we're in a port city.
And you were intending eventually to go to a Netherese ruin that was underwater.
Not to mention, right? There's so many reasons why Tyken wanted this. One is because it just makes things easier for travel. Because spelljamming vessels, they go up to like, I want to say like 360 miles a day. At least. And if they're not on a planet, they go 4.1 million miles an hour. But that's through space.
Yep. Well, finding a ship, a sailing ship, is definitely doable here.
Yes. He would go to Archie and he'd be like, "There was one here, may I?"
Sure.
Thank you. And just take that.
Making it that you have that.
I will.
But is that your business done?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh,
You-
I'm done with bowling.
Okay. You all reconvene back in Waterdeep, yes, to collect the Ontha.
Mhm.
I'm guessing so.
Okay. You all reconvene. Scarlet, you returned. You're in the estate. It's morning when Archie and Thenray and Tykan and return.
Yes.
You see them. And Ontha is with you, Scarlet. He has his walking stick. And he has a strange gnomish contraption on his back.
What's that?
He says, "Oh, this is something I had some old friends tinker together. I was told I can't slow anyone down when we're in the north."
So, what's it do?
It's a surprise.
I see.
But I won't slow you down.
Understood.
I'm ready to smack a dragon as he slams his walking stick onto the ground and actually cracks the wooden floor.
Just so you know, we might not be.
Cracking the ground. I'm sorry. I will pay for that.
No.
Tyken has an oath to follow,
Oh.
Precisely.
and the dragon may not be in the best of conditions.
Not when I'm done with it.
Not quite what I mean.
He says, "Oh, I was getting. Oh, it was a joke."
Oh, right. Sorry, in my mind.
We will be talking
Elsewhere.
to the dragon first before anything.
Understood.
But doesn't
This
mean
is-
that the journey there will not be filled with dangers.
Aha! And then I can smack something, and he slams his walking stick in the ground and makes a second crack in the ground.
Could you stop doing that?
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
He says, "I'm just so excited. I haven't been outside of the city for so long." And
She,
I mean,
she
mean,
puts a small box onto the table and just taps it. It's like, if anyone wants nose plugs, here we go. I got some for all of us.
why nose plugs?
Do you want to smell shit and throw up? I told you the dragon is not in a good condition.
I've
Oh.
been through worse. I've been around Thenraya.
But no, the dragon has not cleaned his lair in, yeah.
2 millennia by the looks of it.
Honestly,
Pay for nose plugs.
honestly, I'm surprised I can still see ice.
He says, "I see," and he immediately takes two.
She takes two as well. And then she just taps the cloak on her back. I'm also prepared for water situations if necessary.
Ontha, by the way, is wearing a nice woolly cloak as well. As you all are ready, yes?
Indeed.
Yep.
Alright. How are you getting to the north?
Very slowly, I hop on Tyken's back and go mush.
Actually, I have an
Talking
idea.
about-
I'd like to go visit the shipyard. Because I have an idea.
Okay, I'll let Tyken go ahead with his idea.
I'm just holding on to Tyken like a fucking baby sloth.
Can I also see the world map?
You can. Actually, everyone but Sol can. So Sol, close your eyes.
Oh, get wrecked.
Yeah, I'm totally closing my eyes.
So there's the world map, unless you wanted to see the Frozen North map.
Huh. Well, does the Frozen North also show part of down here?
No, Frozen North is like north of the top of the map.
Sure, I'll take the Frozen North instead.
Okay.
I
Because
I
that's
think I know that map, but not well enough anyway.
Yep.
Where are we going in this map? Nope, never mind.
Once-
I found it.
So Frigidax's lair was there. The village that you went to with all the people in it was Patton Village. Fort Agzabar was the military fort, and then Ice Meat was the destroyed village and the abandoned village, and then Sunvik was Tyken's hometown.
I mean, if Archie could, we could just teleport to one of those.
Well, I can teleport to like the lair because we saw it.
You saw the inside of it.
Yes. Well, we've also seen the outside of it. So
True.
Hmm.
Yeah, we could just teleport there.
I don't know if we're going to be able to teleport directly inside. So I was going to just teleport us outside.
Probably a little bit away, just in case.
But the thing is, also I'll have to use. Actually, no, I can't do that. Never mind. I would have to teleport us. I would have to teleportation circle us. I can't teleport us.
I don't know if the fort would have a teleportation circle then.
You do recall Patton Village did.
The village did have one.
Ah, so we can
can
go
to the
there.
Village. We can go to the village. Yes. I'll. Depending on Tigan's plan, I'll teleport us to Patton Village.
Oh, I was just gonna make the Spelljammer, and we zoom in.
So the ship needs to be able to fly before. So this would make all the ships in the harbour are sailing ships. There are no flying ships.
Oh, you can attach Spelljamming helms to the normal ships. That's what makes them flying ships.
No.
It's called a Spelljamming galleon, if I'm not mistaken.
So this is looking at the spell. This is looking at the spell-jamming helm. It can be used to propel or maneuver a ship on water or underwater, provided the ship is built for such travel. So it has to. So if you put it on a sailing ship, you can control the sailing ship, as it is usually meant to travel. If you wanted to fly, you'd need a ship that is capable of flight.
So you can't just use a normal ship to become a submarine because it's
Yep.
not built for that, right?
Oh,
Yes.
no. I can clarify actually. What it's talking about is there are some ship body types for Spelljamming helms that cannot be on water. It's talking about the water part. Like the Dragonfly, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
is
Okay.
not very good for water.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say in this case, a flying ship's probably not possible.
Yeah, if you wanted to do it as a like a personal thing with it being as a DM, that's fine.
Yep. Okay.
That
I'm
is
gonna
cool.
I'm gonna go that way. You can definitely get a sailing ship, but a flying ship is gonna be hard.
Maybe a flying ship eventually,
Eventually,
but not right now.
not right now.
Yeah, like that's fair. That's completely fair up to DM and stuff like that. Like if that's what you're going for, yeah, shoot, it's fine.
To be fair, you can already teleport around, so. But it is definitely on the cards. You can definitely get a flying ship.
Yeah.
As far as for the sake of simplicity, whatever flying ships were present went down when the dragons attacked,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and the ones that are still functioning are currently operated by the Githyanki and Githzerai, who are fighting Tiamat in space.
So, best option is teleportation circle to the village. And then
Yep,
go from
are you
there.
going there? I'm going there.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Let me look up my information on. Where is it? Where is it? Where'd I put it? Oh, where'd I put it?
It's over there.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad I helped.
So you never helped anyone.
How dare.
How dare? Where
How
did
dare!
I... Maybe I put it up there. Is it in that folder?
No, I said
Sorry.
it was over there, not over there.
Or is it in? Is it in my storage?
But I think because I getting sleepy, I think once we actually teleport to
Oh,
there,
yeah,
probably
yeah.
fine.
That
Yeah,
was my plan as well.
that-
Anyway, like when we teleport, we stop shit.
That was everyone's plan, but Sol's.
Why are you doing this to me,
That
Saul?
was my plan too.
That wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Matt said it wasn't.
No, how could you?
Don't
Sol?
listen to Matt.
Sol, how
Matt-
could you?
Matt knows Soul better than Soul knows Soul.
Yeah.
No, Dinks knows me better than Matt knows me.
I know
Oh,
everyone
no.
here better than everyone else.
Anyway.
That's actually the truth.
There it is. I'll have to make.
How
a proper thing.
dare you, Dinks, know everybody better than everybody knows themselves?
Gotcha, bitch.
There's the information. I found the information on Patton Village.
Look, the only reason you don't know
Uh,
I don't know me better than you know me is because I keep forgetting.
I know Josh better than Josh's partner, and I always joke about it.
I'm just looking for where the teleportation circle was. There it is. Gotcha. I know where it is. So you all gather in Scarlet's estate.
Yup.
Archie, you draw the circle. Yes.
Yep.
As you draw the circle, the
Where?
the address which you have we have probably in your book at this point because it's been more than 30 days was going to the Temple of Helm in Patton Village, which is managed by a male Aarakocra named Ekel, Ekkel, who was a student of yours in the past, Archie.
Yeah.
Teleportation circle was in the back room there. As you draw the thing, you draw the circle, and you all step in. On start stepping in with you. Bit cramped, and there is as you activate it, Archie, there is a flash of light, and then a tugging sensation, and bamf, and you teleport. And we'll pick up there
Yeah.
next week.
Hell yeah. Thank you for DM. I had fun. It was nice to get back into it.
Yay! Thank you for play.
Yeah. We good for next week, everybody?
should be.
Memento. Next week is the 16th. I'm pretty sure I'm good.
I think you're good next week, but not the week after.
Okay.
Possibly. Talking to Bree, she said she's going to Adelaide on the 22nd, I think.
Yeah.
So that might imply that you're going to Adelaide on the 22nd.
Mm.
So,
Mayhaps. If I get told that's what I'm doing that, I guess.
What I'll do, like a day or two prior to game time, I will put a post up saying, "Is everyone good?" And
Yeah,
if everyone can reply, then that'll be then.
well, that's why I did this week. I was like, yo, everyone good?
Yep. But yeah,
And then
yeah,
I just spoke to Steph yesterday.
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
then once everyone has agreed that that week we can play, I will make the stream beforehand.
can you make
Awesome.
polls in Discord?
polls.
I believe so, but it might require a bot.
I would require a bot. But
Yeah. I am going to head off for the night. Y'all
Okay.
have a good one. It was fun playing.
Thank you for play. See you next week.
Yeah. See you
Bye.
next week. Bye.
Leah.
basically, what you would just have to do is in the DNG chat, just ping us all. Just
Yeah,
ping me.
I'll ping you all.
Mixed version. So,
Yep.
but or I can do it. It's just the fact that I'm not going to be able to do it until Monday this week, and then I'll have to do it on Sunday
Wait,
the week.
we do have a bot for it.
That's fine. I can just put a post up and you can reply to it. That's fine.
There is a poll bot that we have. It's not exactly what you would expect, though. Hey, Dinks,
Yeah.
your Final Fantasy bot has a poll.
Oh, it does.
/ poll, and then you can create a poll.
Hey, good to get back into it. Woo!
Yeah!
Yeah.
All right.
Poor Frigidax.
Well, this worked out great because I had to get dinner on soon because Brie will yell at me. Not yell at me, she'll just look at me with that those disappointed eyes, and I can't stand it.
She could alternatively yell at Soul.
Why
Yeah, I'll
me?
let her know.
Stop picking on me.
Alright. I'll talk to you guys next
Yeah.
week.
Thank you for playing. See you, bye.
Thanks for DM. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Trying to find the A.
Huh?
I'm trying to find the A. I found the A. There we go. B? Oh, right. You're
That's
just...
literally just to have it there so people can use it. Someone has to do it. Wait, I think if I do it again,
Can I add options?
well, you should be able to add a reaction.
Oh, I'm
But
good.
no. Get shit on. Boom.
Oh,
No!
how could you? The poll is perfect. Give me a second.
No.
Thank you everyone for joining this week. Hope to see you guys next week for more D&D, as it seems to be. And also the Arknights live stream will be held on the 13th. So look forward to that. And I'll see you then. Bye.